Okay. So typically I have two ways I trade NAS. One is based off they're mostly mechanical. The first one is very mechanical, and I will just show it. I don't overthink it. Most times I do it on 5 minutes, but since it's in 4 minutes now, we'll just stick to it. This does not require this. Sorry, it doesn't require this. So my own is I look from 2 p.m. till the start. For that, so let me show the first way I show trade. For that, I have to wait. I start at 8:15 because this is most times before market opens, actually, or I wait for market open. So I'll switch to 5 minutes. And then what I'm looking for is I ask myself since 2 p.m. till um the market op till like 8:15 when I start trading or 8 o'clock, it doesn't matter. Is the range efficient? If the range is efficient, then I'm telling myself that so I have this. I'm telling myself if it's efficient, then I want market to take one side of the range. And so the idea I got it from was from this guy of trading. This was from I think this TU Edu guy or something. He's an ICT guy. And the idea is that if the liquidity, external liquidity should be a swing high or a swing low, should be a swing, and internal liquidity should be an FEG. So I look at it from that perspective. I'm thinking, all right, if the range is efficient and I do not know how it is, and since I was primarily a reversal trader, I want us to take either this side and then I will trade it back into the range, or we take this side, one side, either which I want us to take external liquidity and come back inside now. But like I said, I was primarily a reversal trader. So that was my perspective to trading it then. And if I was just trading, and I don't need to do that for this week. I can just go easily because it's extremely mechanical. And if and most times I let the 2 p.m. price determine my direction. So for instance, if I'm inside this range at on the 5th of August, or sorry, we have to start from Monday. So on this day, I want to short typically because 2 p.m.'s price is down there. And of course, we have inefficiencies inside just there. If there is inefficiency inside, though, I believe my rule was like, it depends on are we opening inside the range? In this instance, we are opening above the range. So if you're opening above the range, I wanted us to take a swing. I treat it like an efficient trade and then we'll go back. So on this day, I want to short doing nothing, doing nothing. This is like the first swing. I have a feeling this will be a losing day. And then once we take this, I want to, trade it back inside. This will have been a losing day. But for me, it doesn't really matter. And once I think I usually take two trades. I'll go up again next day. Is the range efficient from 2 p.m. to this place? No, we can clearly see inefficiency. Where are we opening? At 8:15, we are opening inside our range. So internal liquidity is an FEG for me. So I'll be looking for any FEGs inside there. If there is no FEG, I would wait for an FEG to be created after the market opens. We add this. I would sell into this. I'll target 2 p.m.'s price, or for a day like this, I didn't touch this 2 p.m.'s price of Monday. My my stop might be lower. Simple. I go to the next day. Are we efficient? Yes, we are efficient. We are inside the range. So I want us to get up the range. Give me, I usually trade the two bar because it was just very mechanical, like Keisha's thought. So what's the first one? This was the first one, or maybe it's somewhere there. No, there. Or whatever, anything you want. And I trade it back inside. I have losses, I have wins, I have lots of them. And I journal and really, I've shared this with some people. Some people know of this. This was old data, but the win rate was really good, and it was enough for me, and efficient inside. And I had the rules, and I don't know if we can look at one of the because it's not really what I wanted to take. I had this checklist that was easy for me. Is it efficient around the range, low or high? Then move to 2 p.m. This was efficient range. This was, and I look for the highest range from here to there. We earn it, sell towards 2 p.m. We run this by towards 2 p.m. If it's inefficient, is it opening inside? Then internal to external. Internal is we can look for one. So if it's inefficient and it's outside, so it's inefficient, we started here. We need um we took out the last low, it ran down. We had the CST or maybe something inside. I don't know why, but that or maybe oh, okay, so it will have been I don't know, whatever. So not whatever. Let's look for a good example. So it shows that, but I can easily share this again later. So this was the range before. This blue line here is 815. We ran it on this week. So we have to run the range. So if it's outside, then external to internal. External means you take a swing and you're targeting an FEG or you're targeting the inefficiency. Inefficiency in this instance worked well. And I was telling myself, what if I didn't trade this? We took it out again, found something. This is a bag, traded into it, targeted it. And really, for me, I have data for this on, I have data on NAS, I have it on gold, FTSE, DAX, even oil, GJ, and really it worked very nicely. So that is one because that way. But then currently also because I also like to split my mind easily. And since we are all scalping and with what Kish is teaching us, I was just thinking, and I believe I've explained this previously, but typically now I just come to my chart. Sometimes I use settlement as my direction. Not all the time, but sometimes I do. I'm thinking, all right, if settlement is, if this 2 p.m. is here, I want to trade lower. I want to trade towards 2 p.m.'s price, the previous 2 days 2 p.m.'s price. And I'm thinking, okay, if I'm starting at 7:30, 7:20 rather, like we are doing currently, then I'm going to go towards it. But then I started observing that sometimes I'm wrong. It's like I come to the market with the mindset of reversals. It works very well. But what if the market is not ready to go and we just want to go up? And I believe that this Monday's price was the one that changed, things for me in a way because most of us, I think on the futures guys, they even told us that this candle here was an OB for them. So it was not just a wick above. But Kish insisted that this he was Kish bought this on the call and he said this was going up because he said the market had been ranging up. I'm also someone that likes to follow. There's this guy, wonderful trader, Tom Hugard, so much. And he calls himself a situation, IPC situational trader or something like that. His idea is that if market is already going down, then he wants to buy. Sorry, he wants to sell it. He doesn't believe that now market is going to reverse. I came from the ICT 2022 model, so or mentorship. So I like, take something, look for an FEG or whatever, use a fib and buy opposite. So I'm more likely to buy to look for a reversal. But I've always followed Tamugad a lot, and he's always wanting to buy. If market is going up, he wants to buy. If it's going down, he wants to keep selling because he believes that that's the most important part of it. Like that's what price should do. So I decided that one Kishan talked about continuations because I've asked him before. I just felt like, okay, then with the help of some other guy yeah, on this call, I shared my idea with him and he just we saw things together. So and it's just for continuations. So, uh, yeah, like my voice is shaking a little bit because there's one of my boss on the one of my mentor here on this place. So he helped develop this. I know he's laughing, or maybe not. So the idea is simple. I trade on the 1 minute typically, but from the 4 minutes because it doesn't matter on whatever minute. The idea is that if we are going up, because in that video, typically if we have a stop run, we can have a stop run on a particular range. So if we have our range and we have just maybe this is just a week and it comes back, price can still come back here to form an OB before reversing. Or like Kish said, we can have a down candle here that price should close, would create a down candle here, and then we'll have a bag above it, and then we can trade back into this bag and go up. So if that can happen, the idea is simple. Keep it very simple. And part of the reasons why I share all this or I have this calls is just for us to share ideas and to get our mindset together. So I come to the chart. Since um I use expansions on expansions, so I kept it that way, not changing anything in my approach, just keeping it simple. So I look into this reference range of you can start from 2 p.m. down here. And I'm asking myself, what is the highest expansion? So this is my process. I come at 720. Okay, it's at 720. I want to know, do we have any inefficiencies in the in my range today? No inefficiencies from 2 p.m. down there. It's efficient. All right. Market would expand. And I'll tell myself, okay, it's efficient. I struggle. I always write this in efficient range. So careful. And I start annotating. All right, what is the highest expansion in my range? When I look into this range, this is the highest expansion in my range. So this one. All right, what was the expansion before it? This guy. After this expansion, so if I go again, I can type this so it's easy. X expansion in my range, one for it. And what is the down candle that close into it? So I will explain. Highest expansion in my range marked out. This is the expansion before it. But this expansion was just a week actually. So for me, I'll look at this down, but it doesn't matter. In this instance, this expansion and this expansion, they have this. So this highest expansion, this weak trade, I prefer it close, but this expansion is also going above this expansion or any expansion to our right, which is, so we have this bullish expansion. We can change this to the color I dislike the most, yellow. So it's easy to see. And then we have this and this. So the rule says after this, was there any down candle into this? Yes. So I put this out in time. If we CST this guy, and this is it, CSD, this candle, and I buy. I do the same thing to the downside. In this range, this is the last expansion there. I drag it out. Did anything close below it? No. For this instance, this guy is not an expansion. So if you're looking only inside this range, not an expansion, so nothing. This is the last expansion that was from 2 p.m. Yeah, because this is an expansion that ended here, and this guy closed below it. I drag it out. Sorry, I don't need to drag it out. I put a line at the low of this, and I'm asking myself, what was the last green candle that closed into it? This one. So my low there. Of course, we see STDT and went down. Now we have this, but it doesn't matter. And tell myself, if you start, you can say CST, but I think the best thing is if we start expanding. Then I am bearish. And that is for that. To be honest, I might look inside this range again. Most likely I would. This is the last expansion. Nothing else close below it. So I put my line inside this one. Aside from here, and I'm looking at, I track that. I'll look at that, but it's not my favorite. So I wait. If we have any expansion through this place also, I might be early bearish. Yeah. And that's it. That's all. I do nothing. I wait. Take one side. And I believe if you take one side and we're expanding, I'll keep buying if it gives me my model. or if it gives me an entry. If not, I'll keep selling. Sorry for the error, for the stop. That is it. Nothing more, nothing else. I don't overthink. And while this is ongoing, I listen to the call that Kish is on and I'm learning. And sometimes there is a conflict of ideas. I know that Kish would support me to trust my own analysis more than his own. And I try to trust mine. Sometimes his analysis influences mine, but it's normal. He's the mentor and you trust him. And I let price do what it's going to do. So on the 4 minute, I'm not that patient for it because, we are all scalping and you're seeing people making money. So maybe you want to get in on the action. I'm just going to use this 4 minute like this. So in this instance, we closed above this guy. Yeah. I was to break it down going to the 1 minute because typically trade on the 1 minute when I'm doing ads because we're scalping. So we said when we expand through here, we would buy. Price comes back here. I will have my limit there. Where will I put my stop? It's the same thing I'm doing over and over again. If this candle was the one I was considering to go up, then it's low. I don't want us to close below its low. One. If so, this is a low now of that candle. Additionally, I look into my range because price has acted. Of course, I do not like trading past 11. That's another reason why I also trade on the 1 minute. And I ask myself, all right, while this was happening, what was the last, if I turn this off for a minute, what was the last time we had a bearish scenario? So we had this bearish expansion. The same thing, you see that I'm repeating the same thing. The second bearish expansion closed below it. This green candle closed back into the bearish expansion. So when this happened here, if I was trading it candle by candle, I would have sold, would have lost maybe, but it doesn't matter. So before we ran up, this expansion, nothing close below it. No other bearish expansion close below it. So before we ran up, this candle was the last bullish expansion, bullish continuation. I call it continuation block, but it's just for my own sanity. It's not a name. This was the last bullish continuation block that price printed before price went up. So ideally, this is my invalidation, or maybe even this next one that tapped into it. Also, if you remember what I was saying, when we go to the 1 minute to be more interesting, we had this bullish expansion. We closed above this bullish expansion. That means I believe at a point in the future, at the open of this bullish expansion, we're going to print a red candle here. So if I so there's going to be a red candle here at the point in the future. So this should be. I'm sorry that my process might be taking a little longer than expected. Same thing here. Before this happened, a bullish expansion, we close about the bullish expansion. I'm expecting at the point in the future, is already happening here, we will close a red candle here. So let's say you were buying here and you were thinking price was going. It allows me time to accept that there is going to be a retracement. So red candle. Additionally, we have this bearish expansion. We have this 1, 2. This candle has closed. So the point in the future, I expect a green candle here because that green candle will either send us down or price will take its high and keep going up. Defaultly, that is it. Since I expect a red candle here, my stop is not going to be below here. This is just using 4 hour, not thinking. It's going to be down there. It doesn't mean I'm risking 46 points. I am, but I use fixed lots. So I'm a lot trader. I can lose up to 100 points in a day. So if I can lose up to 100 points, this is just a safety for myself. Once price comes into this place, I would watch what is going to go. But I know that price could retrace here, could retrace here. Let's say price reaches somewhere here. That's 24 points. That's not bad. So I would watch. Gets there. Has not taken us out, but I'm observing. I've lost my confidence in this trade. But There is something.
Exim na ken pasori waya. Carry phone waya. That kabere auto, the continent and baby baby auto.
Okay, so now I'm waiting. And for me, I don't care if it loses at 46 because nothing has changed. But there was something interesting here that changed. I'll have been stopped there. I'll close it at 26 point. Why? Same thing. Bearish expansion, second bearish expansion. We closed into it here. A CST of this candle means that price is going down, which happened. So my stop would have moved there, 26 point, that 30 something point. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't sound so interesting here, but because I already know what I do normally. So I will delete this. I will just do Mondays alone, and so that someone else can talk. And I will just show you the process on the 1 minute because I trade on the 1 minute. It's faster, and I realized that for some reasons it works best on the 1 minute. Someone explained why, but it works best for me on the 1 minute. So simple as ABC, we start from 720. Please, if anybody has anything, just let me know. These levels are for me to understand from the higher time frame what is happening. The same trick happens, but on the 1 minute, please just follow me and please just stop me at any time. There's no stress, there's no problem. Um,
Yeah. Good afternoon.
yeah, afternoon.
Hello.
Yes,
Kindly do me a favor. I'm currently engaged. I have a very tight schedule. Will you mind recording this so that you can share with me later?
yes, it's been recorded, no problem. It's been recorded, no problem.
I didn't get you.
It's been recorded.
Okay, okay. Thank you very
Okay,
much. I'm really grateful.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. So when I'm on the 1 minute, I think of it this way. I believe that I'm starting my price. Yeah, this is how I think about it, or this is what gives me confidence in this. This is not financial advice. I could say that, but I just said like, if I'm starting there, I already know where I'm already know that market is inefficient. It's not my best case scenario, but I know the levels. We can either go up and keep trading up, or we could go down. We can keep trading down. 720, I start trading. Since my analysis was made from the higher time frame, I just let that be my guide at the back of my mind. But all I'm seeing now is this, nothing more. Last expansion before, sometimes I can look, but for the sake of this, we are not seeing anything. We're just looking at this. Oh my God, I've been speaking for 30 minutes. Jesus. Sorry, guys. And then I start. Let's start. Expansion. Expansion would need one line. This is the low. We close below this. This is the green candle we're expecting to come back into this expansion. We'll call this our bearish continuation block. CST of this, I want to sell there. Typically, my stop should go to its high, but price can weaken. I'll put it there. There's no pants here, or there's no heart here. I'll increase it. This is 1 minute. I'm scalping. If we close below the high of our bullish bearish continuation block, I will start. If we close or we expand to it, I will lose faith in this. Typically, I start with 50 points. Not because I believe price will get to 50 points, but it gives me enough time to get out at 20 points and to watch the rest go. But for the sake of this place, we can start with 20 points and we'll enter again and again if it gives. Nothing more. I keep tracking it. Expansion, we close through it. We need a green candle here. So in the future, a green candle, we close expansion, we close through it. We have another bearish continuation block here. Oh. Sorry. Now, come on. For some reason, it's not working. Siesta that I believe price will go down. We did not do that. The advantage of this is that it allows me not to look for where price would reverse. It allows me to trade continuations to follow price. That is there. I'm doing nothing now. Expansion, expansion. We expanded through this one with this guy. First time we are closing back into the high of this. Mark it out. You think market is missing me? It's not missing me. It's just doing what it will do. That's not giving anything. We wanted something happened there. Okay, we wanted this, and I keep track of this. So we still need a green candle here and nothing more. Now I'm doing nothing. I've only waited for that. We had this CST first. So I would be in a cell here that is open. Where would my SL be? Above this bullish continuation, because if it's CST this I want to sell, but also I'm expecting a green candle here. So just there. Start with 20 first, doesn't matter. And just waiting. Price has done nothing. We start. I really hope this time would be enough for us to finish this. So I'll move faster. Expansion, nothing, nothing. I'm beginning to see expansion through here. Green, green. That is bothering me for my shots, but nothing has happened yet. We confirmed this with a CST, but because I'm in a sell now, I'm waiting for an expansion actually. Expansion, and we finally get our green candle. Did we get it or not? Not yet. Okay, so same thing happened here. If you give me another thing, I'm going to sell there. That is this, another sell. I'm sorry, I know it sounds crazy, or maybe it's not as nice. It's still there. And now this is why this will have been by the skin of his teeth, but this will have been a loss because I didn't move it up. But that was an oversight because we're still expecting our green candle here. Did this give us 20 here? 20 points, yes. This expansion, this was the candle that closed back into it. This CST, this level is still there. And I'm telling you that this will have been a loss there for the second one. And I keep saying, I know this is just me showing an example. At the end of the day, really, because time is going, it just continues. Once this happens, I'm shifting, I'm bullish. Oh, I'm sorry. We wanted this candle here. There that we were expecting previously. We finally got it. Now we are waiting. If you see, I did it, but we've closed above this last one that we said was going to be for our bearish. So I'm buying this now until further notice. Typically, my stop should be there because that's a first place, but I'm going to pull it down and I'm watching that low. That is not nice. Now I'm waiting. Maybe not the best day for my example, but believe me, this day was still a glorious day for me. This closes now. Now the stop. I'm watching it. For the lack of a better, because of time and because I truly thought I would just share this in 10 minutes, I'll have been done. And now it's almost 40 minutes. And I continue like this all through the day. I do not keep a bias when I'm trading on the 1 minute like this. It's so far so good. It was for the lack of a better word, this was two trades because this limit goes on, it's not invalidated here. It picks it and dumps. This is 1, 2, and a loss, and maybe this one there. But I just repeat this day and day and day, sorry, through the day, maybe for 2 or 3 hours, and I'm done. I can lose up to 100 points. And once I'm seeing more than 100 points, I close my day. So it's like a one-to-one. And that's really typically my process. Or what do I observe with this? Just to, in order to shut myself up. Believe me, if someone has a link and we show it, I can show you. I think Wednesday and Thursday last week were glorious, really. I think Wednesday, Thursday, and I think Tuesday too was glorious. I think Monday and Friday were the most challenging this last week. But think about it this way. If I exit, so we are seeing when price goes down like this, typically, because we are reversal traders, we want to catch maybe something here. Oh, it has taken this low. This is time to buy. Let me buy. Instead of doing that, I'm saying with NASDAQ, I'm saying I'm just going to keep selling until it shows me it's no longer selling. That's just the idea. I struggle with knowing how to summarize stuff, but that's just the idea. So my idea is that there are days, more days than not, that we have price expanding out of a range. That's why I said I struggle with efficient trading, because most times it's ranging until it breaks out. But more than not, price is doing this. So if price is breaking out like this, is there any way I can catch this breakout? Is there any way I can continue with this breakout and watch it go and see where we have been? If I demo over this for a minute, see what has been happening so far. Price is compressed within a range of like what? How many points? 50 points. Yes, you can capture this low, you can capture this high and say you bought and sell. But this is not efficient for me. If I drop maybe to the 16 minute and or doesn't matter, maybe 5 minutes, just a bigger time frame. I want to show you something. And no, it's still ranging like that. Okay. So all through this time, I was stuck there and we're having several losses. I can bet you top dollar that if we go back on the 1 minute and we observe this breakdown, we would make far more and would recover everything that was there. I know because I traded it and I recovered everything because I traded 11. And when I come to the market and I see this on this day, for instance, I'm telling myself, yes, if I start trading at 720, this was a nice range, but I could have been burnt. But how can I find a way to trade, to capture, to be in this move down? And that is what I trade now. That's what I call continuations. If I drop to the 1 minute and because of my laziness, and I start looking at it, for instance, the idea is an expansion, this, no green candle, an expansion, a green candle here, nothing, an expansion here, this green candle. This is the first time I have a sell here. My stop is somewhere there. Even though in this one, like I said, I start with 50 points first, take 20 off. This has less than a minute. There, expansion green, sell this. Even though I've taken losses in the morning, let's say everything was even a loss, I'm going to get 2 trades that is going to give me 50 points eventually when the market starts expanding without me looking for reversals. That is the beauty of what I trade, in my own opinion. So this will stop now, but if anybody is still interested, they can send a link and we can continue.